Les histoires que personne ne voit. Dans la nuit tu dévoileras les secrets cachés sous ta soie.
Hello, hello. I am here with you on the Saga Reveal. Let me see what just happened. Looks like I had some of my stuff somewhere. And, alrighty. Let's go down here. Let me see what's going on. Background. On stage. Yes, we are. Okay, let's see. Give me one sec here. Aha, there we go. Perfect. Figured it out. Let me share my screen. And week 3. Here we are. We got the casting project. Oh, here we are. Okay. Thank you for coming in, joining me on the Saga Reveal today. So we're going to be continuing the part 3 of the Inner City Press's report, basically his transcript. He's a lawyer, so he also does this on the side as a journalist. And yeah, so here we are. Page 16. That's where we were. Alrighty, share my screen. Thank you for joining me. I'm your host, Madem-Oiselle. And Let's edit this thing because it's a little too big. What happened to my other screen? There we go. Better, much better. So we are at part. Actually, it should have been part 3. I should have fixed my heading, eh? Aha. Let's see if we can edit this. Today is part 3. Right, so I don't forget. Oh, well, you know what? I'll change it later. Let's keep at it. Let's see if I can do it from my YouTube. Give me 1 sec. I don't want to miss this part, so let's fix it up. Part 1. Oh, yeah, part 2. There we go, part 2. Okay, perfect. We're good, we're good, we're good. So Capricorn Clark, we're continuing on her read from yesterday on page 16. Here we go. I believe we were how did you, okay, here, let's go back 16. Let's go from 16 and start it here. So how did you come to work for Mr. Combs? Capricorn Clark says, I put my resume on the mobster after the World Trade Center. He said, you'd work for me. I was like, maybe. He was acting on Broadway in Raising in the Sun. I was impressed. Combs Ignifalo's lawyer, he had a major part. He was a star, he said. Capricorn Clark says, then I shadowed him on the Vote or Die campaign. My job was getting the t-shirt on the celebrities and into the Photoshop. I'd call them and say, Puff wanted them to come. And Combs Agnifilo, and they came, he said. Asked, and then she said, they did. He goes, how long before the jewelry missing thing? Cece said it was about 4 months. On the 4th of July, he threw a white party in his house, in his home on the Hampton that year. With Vote or Die, Agnifilo asked, when did the jewel missing happen? July 4th. After July 4th, the jewels were still on a loan, Capricorn Clark says, from Jacob the jeweler. Agnifilo asked, who else got a lie detector? Cece goes, Mike, his stylist. He too had gone to street level, blah, 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 for a manicure. To street level 1440 for manicure, she said. The lie detector was the next day. Agnifilo goes, he never told HR. No, nobody told human resources, guys. Cece's like, I got fired for 3 weeks. And Agnifilo goes, how did you get unfired? He doesn't want to know how she got fired, but how did you get unfired? Cece's like, I wanted to work on his 35th. I went to work on his 35th birthday at Capriani to do the celebrity list. I came back. 2004, 2006? Not at all, she says. Agnifilo asked, as personal assistant? Yeah. Then liaison, she said. Capricorn Clark goes, I was making 65 for Combs, then $90, blah, 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 at Chive. Combs and Niffalo goes, why would you come back to Combs? Cece's like, I had gotten top records for R. Kelly. Mr. Combs said he was impressed, asking me to come back. So she went back. For Sean John, for women. Oh. Capricorn Clark was, I think I was a really good employee for him. Combs like, he told you that you were awesome. Cece's like, he did not use those words. But my resume would say, no, I'm sorry, guys. Let's go. Agnifilo was like, you worked hard for him. And Cece's like, I did. Others worked hard too, right? He goes. Cece's like, not as hard as me. Cece, I did learn a lot from Mr. Combs. Almost crying, she says that. He broke that glass ceiling for us, Black people in the business world. So Capricorn Clark is a Black woman. Ooh, and that's what you do to Black women, eh, Diddy? With the success, you put everybody to hardship. But Agnifilo goes, I don't want to know that. Do you need a minute? No, it's just complicated, Cece said. We'll take a break, the judge is like. With jury and witness out. Judge like, on the DNA question to Inspector Jimenez, the government's objection is overruled. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, we asked for a bit longer. We have not been able to eat lunch. We are running ahead of schedule. Case may be closer to 5 weeks than 6 weeks. So longer break. We're back below jurors and witnesses in. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, they propose to use communication between Miss Clark and Miss Ventura. We don't see any non-hearsay proposed. Agnifilo is like, there are logistics and photo shoots being discussed. She testified to this on direct. Combs Agnifilo goes, the direct went more negative than we expected. Their theory is that Miss Ventura was not permitted to be creative. Judge, in the future, in what you submit overnight, judge, blah, 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 in their defense submissions over the weekend, the judge says, the defense argue all the album covered was relevant. Right, Miss Shapiro? Combs? Alexandra Shapiro says, yes, it's relevant. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, Miss Ventura is topless with her arms crossed. So yeah, no. This is not relevant. The judge is like, let's have Miss Clark come back. We'll see what they say. Now let's bring in the jury. In jury entering, Combs like Agnifilo says, when you went into the park, it was a tavern on the green. Capricorn Clark was. We parked there earlier in the day. In the park, we ran into something. Agnifilo goes, when you said he had Miss Ventura, spin, who was there? Let me show you what you said. You said Lorianne Gibson was there. Capricorn Clark. They misheard me. Agnifilo, when did you first meet Cassie Ventura? I met her with Ryan Leslie, she said. Agnifilo's like, why did you not get along with Cassie? Why did you not get along with Cassie sometimes? In 2008, she got more bravado being his girlfriend the longer it lasted. She thought I was being paid to help her. Objection. Judge like sustained re-ask. Agnifilo is like, what did you say? Cece, she went from being a sweet model to being a feisty girlfriend. Agnifilo is like, do you think she was talented? Cece goes, she had talent and she was very beautiful. Agnifilo is like, but not talented. Cece said, she was not. I have good taste. Cece said, talented to me is a Whitney Houston and a Mariah Carey. Cassie was more of a studio musician. She needs things equalized. Combs Agnifilo says, did she perform live a couple of times? Not the greatest. Was she a hard worker? Cece answered, at times. Agnifilo goes, when? Wasn't she a hard worker? Cece said, she preferred to be with her boyfriend. When we moved to LA after Kim had the twins 2009-ish, I saw her developing more of a relationship with Puff. So she's saying 2009. With Mr. Combs, Agnifilo says he supported her. Cece goes, yes, with stylist, other musician, all the component to make a star. This is how they do their fake stars. We got you a stylist, a musician to help you with your voice, in the background vocals, and your all the components to make a star. Agnifilo goes, did she get more help than others? Yes, Young Joke was a group from Atlanta. I developed French Montana. Cece, I ran into Cassie. She said she had New Deal with Epic. I dressed her like David Bowie. We did a photo shoot at my house. We wrote a mini movie and shot it for the project. Agnifilo says, what about official group? Cece goes, super cute video. Agnifilo goes, King of Hearts. It was fresh. Puff liked it. I guess she didn't like it much, as long as Puff likes it. Agnifilo, Cassie had a green wig. Cece said, yes. Agnifilo, we moved to admit this witness. Assistant U.S. Attorney, there is a ceiling issue. Agnifilo, you don't remember this email? I don't. Here in 2012, you are setting up a recording session for Cassie. Capricorn Clark said, and Mario Wainans was for the chairman. For Mr. Combs, yes. Agnifilo goes, when did you learn Cassie was dating Kid Cudi? Cece said, fall of 2011. I picked her up there. Agnifilo goes, you believe that after Thanksgiving, Miss Ventura and Kid Cudi were boyfriend, girlfriend? What were what? Capricorn Clark, getting to know each other. Agnifilo, why would you get her a burner phone? At Best Buy. I told her you cannot do this on your bad boy phone. Ooh, you're a bad boy girl. Cece, sorry, Agnifilo goes, how did you know about burner phone? Clark says, I grew up in Los Angeles. We watch movies. We know about burner phones. Agnifilo's like, in December 2011, Mr. Combs was at an orphanage in Almaty, Kazakhstan. I heard it was Russia. How did Mr. Combs get into your building? Clark says, I was told the security guard got fired. What was his name? Some random security guard. Agnifilo goes, what did he look like? A black guy, younger than 35. Agnifilo, what was Mr. Combs doing with the G weapon? Cece said he had it in his hand. He wasn't pointing it at you, they asked. No, but you told the government he pointed it at you. Cece says, it says or waved it around. That's more correct. Agnifilo says, where did you change? Where did you change into street clothes? To clothes, street clothes. In my closet, she said. Agnifilo goes, isn't it true you went so that Mr. Combs wouldn't do something stupid? Nope. I went because he said he didn't care. I didn't want to go. Agnifilo said he was a jealous guy. He had a bad temper, she said. Agnifilo goes, to the Escalade, did you pass the security guard? I saw him in his little hut. Mr. Combs was behind the driver with a G in his lap. You made a call. Not then, she answered. Well, Agnifilo goes, did you look at Kid Cudi's door to see if they could get through it? Cece, I was not really paying attention. I was so in my head trying to plan my next step. I was praying that Cudi was not in there. Amen. Cudi took her to one room. She had another. Capricorn Clark said, you are 100% sure that you called and told them Puff had a G? They asked. Cece said, yes, I said it very quickly. I didn't want Puff to see me on the phone. Agnifilo was like, did you say that Laura in London was on the phone with you and Cassie and Cudi? Clark said no, only part of the time. Voice cracking. I wanted someone to know where I was. Cool, in case something happened. Smart cooking. What did you tell her? Cece says, I'm scared of mountain lions. Agnifilo's like, mountain lions. Cece said, I don't know if you know the Hollywood Hills. Coyotes, and maybe Lauren was on the phone. Maybe it's such a long time ago. She could barely remember, but whatever, yeah. Are you aware that Lauren and Mr. Combs were friends for years after this? Agnifilo asked. She said, yes. Then you see the porch coming until up the hill, Agnifilo asked. Cece, yes, Cudi is in the black porch. He stops next to us. Then Speeds off. We chase him. Ooh, Cece was in the chase. There's your witness on saying that they were in the car on the crime scene. Well, Agniflo's like, then, I don't know, this lawyer's been asking wrong question. He loses us. We turned away. Then we see Bao Bao passes us. Well. Agnifilo goes, you got to pick up Cassie and go where? Hurry up with this subject. Cece's like, to Cuddy's house. There was an ADT there. Agnifilo goes, then you got to Mr. Combs' house and you said you see Mr. Combs kicking Cassie there and even in the street. Cece says, yes. Agnifilo's like, you hung up on the fire inspector? I did. Cece's like, come on. What, you think I got something to hide? Well, Agnifilo goes, when you were on vacation, it was with who? Clark is like, Rihanna. Agnifilo, after you were fired, what job did you get? I was hired by Chris Lighty to work for 50 cents. Agnifilo's like, here you wrote to Mr. Combs, one day you'll forgive me. Anyway, be well, XX. Yeah, he's the one who should be asking for forgiveness. Clark said, yes, I wrote that. Agnifilo's like, you wrote on February 28, 2015, your grace period to be mad at me has surpassed the agreed time. Grow the F up. LOL. You wrote that, right? That was my little part. Cece said, yes, sir. Agnifilo's like, please read that out loud. I wrote, she was never my friend. She wanted me gone, I realized. Agnifilo, did you think Cassie wanted you gone? Did these lawyers trying to use the girl's pettiness and for Combs' defense? Okay, yeah, right. Did you think Cassie wanted you gone? Clark crying, sorry. Sorry, Clark. We're sorry for you too. He did that. This is complicated for me, she said. I felt that I was Puff's protector. She gave so much hard work and more of a name to himself. Capricorn Clark said, I felt I was the only one gone. She was still there, and things were getting worse. I try to keep professionalism as the goal. Oh no, that's what happens when Diddy mixes up pleasure and professionalism and businesses and black excellence and pimping and D and R's and all the letters of the alphabets. But whatever. Combs could have just enjoyed all of this thing without mixing it up with his business. Nobody told him that. All the people around him. But I guess nobody could tell him anything. I'm going to do what I want. You could have had a separate account for things, properly. Your money from your earnings that you earn through your businesses. You get paid. You can pay your business pleasure and your employees and HR. And guess what? You lost a lawyer that was a very important guy. It said too much to us. To me, anyways. So the goal to protect him, don't worry, Capricorn Clark, he didn't need no protecting. Combs, Agnifilo goes, you thought you could be his protector. Cece, it was to move the ball toward the goal. To inspire. Combs, Agnifilo, Did it hurt that he would only take you back because Cassie wanted it? Clark is like, yes. Now I'm confused. Like, obviously, probably she didn't like me. It was him saying all this bullshit. Anyways, she goes, I have no parents. My son is autistic. My stakes are higher, sir. These people became family, sir. 24 hours of my days mostly with them and him from the day he gets up to the time he's done. Judge, how much more Agnifilo? Well, Agnifilo, can I talk to the government? They say. Sidebar, they're back. Just a few more minutes and we'll get out. We'll get you out today, he says. Capricorn Clark says, thank you, sir. Can't wait to get out of here. Not to see these faces anymore. Agnifilo, you did a lot of great work with Cassie in 2016 and 2017, right? Oh, she always did great work. Hold on. I believe so. Cassie had addiction problem? Yes. Agnifilo, you made a short movie with her. Oh, he's trying to use these movies. Did he always plan his stuff ahead of time? Like as if she's a girl that deserves things like what you did, nobody deserves it. Shut up. Capricorn Clark goes, yeah, it was called Love a Loser. There's your loser. Agnifilo goes, you wrote to him asking for forgiveness. I wanted my life back, my dream, my competency. Agnifilo goes, when you met with me, you wanted to work for him, right? Or I guess with him. I don't know if Agnifilo was involved here, but yeah, I don't think so. Capricorn Clark said, we discussed it, I guess, with him. Nothing further, sir. Miss Steiner, how much was Mr. Combs required to pay you? Sidebar. What happened with the job with Chris Lighty? He died the day before I supposed to start. Ooh, just before she was supposed to start. Then at Interscope, it wasn't about a job. They told me to leave Puff alone. I objective, Nifolo goes. Why did you ask? Oh, sorry. This is the U.S. attorney who asked that question. What happened with the job with Chris Lighty? Cece, he died the day before I was supposed to start. Then at Interscope, it wasn't about a job. They told me to leave Puff alone. Oh, this is how you get. He tells people to shun her out. Objection. By Judge Jack sustained. Capricorn Clark, I was blacklisted. Magnificus go. Objection. Sustained. Judge. Well, what do you want her to answer? But everybody heard it. Next question. Why did you return to work for Mr. Combs? So people could see I wasn't disposable. He's gonna take me back. He needs me anyway. Him. Nobody would work for him anyways. At this level of business, he held all the power. And yes, girl, tell him. He blacklisted you. We know, and we're sorry, Capricorn Clark. But guess what? You'll be way better now. Oh, Lord, and you should be asking double that money, girl. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, why did you meet them? To get my life back. Good job. In the kidnapping, Assistant U.S. Attorney asked, did Mr. Combs carry a gun? Whoops, Clark said yes. Jurors, the judge goes, jurors, I know we kept you longer than I said. Thank you. See you tomorrow. All rise. And they leave. So tomorrow, the LAPD, Jimenez, Nash, and Maya will be here. Agniflo, what about the VTC with Combs in MDC Brooklyn Jail? There are logistical difficulty in the evening. They believe they are being flexible, they say. So we get cut off after 5:30. The legal minute cutoff when MDC legal is not there. Great goes. So they're trying to get him some time here. The other calls are capped at 300 minutes and they are filtered. Judge, let me work on that. So they're trying to get more time with him to talk about the case, to work on his case after hours. Let me work on that. There are union issues with the VTC in the evening. Grey goes, oh boy, they're going to try to accommodate this guy. He shouldn't be accommodated just like everybody else. Maybe a more SCIF time here, Judge adjourned. So Capricorn Clock Part 2, I have no parents. I have an autistic son. I have a job, a son, AJOB, not this BS. Cassie can't even sing without an auto tuner, but she got 30 mil. And that fine trainer, what do I got? I should be styling in Rihanna's orbit, but Puffy moved the ball down my field. I call him Choc for chocolate. Chocolate. It's embarrassing. This full day on the stand, Mila sold her photos. What the hell? I got to sell Jimmy crack Capricorn. Arson investigators. Jimenez, LA's one big dumpster fire. The Porsche in Hollywood Hills. I do remember the kid. He told me Capricorn, but her brother told me where to go. Cassie, I ever reach her? Who was the female DNA on the bottle of Old English? Whose fancy scarf was Wick? Whose lighter? Who ordered the destruction of the fingerprint cards? I've got my own theory. This is the Inner City Press who does these little writing. But they don't let the jury know. Maybe a buck LA fires. When it's over, he's going to probably do that. The stylists, they're not, how does he say, Nash? Deontay Nash. These people like my style. And why shouldn't they? Girl, they got no sense of style, no sense at all. Loading up the S-toys in the Escalade. When I saw the beat down, I jumped on Puffy's back. Sure, he hit me. What the F? I care. I'm a celebrity stylist. They subpoenaed my ass. My ass. I wanted SDI high as a. I went to SDI high as a kite. Miss Maureen, she shut it down. Didn't you know it would be in the 3,500? This ever a klutz. I didn't sue yet. Oh, but maybe I should. Oh, maybe everybody should. 11th day of the trial. May 28th, before jury is brought in. Judge, let's address this. All the government is saying is that the message shows Ms. Ventura's state of mind. Donaldson goes, that's the problem with not being able to recall Ventura as a witness. Oh, well, Assistant U.S. Attorney, all Mr. Nash will quote is, he's making me F off on my birthday. She didn't want to go. Alexandra Shapiro, A spouse might say, he's making me go to the Ranger game. I'd rather not go. Oh, well, it's not his spouse, Mrs. Shapiro. This is not even his girlfriend. It's an employee. I'd rather not tonight. It's not rather. She didn't want to go. The judge goes, you could have cross-examined Miss Ventura about this, but you didn't. Too bad. Judge goes, every day now I'm getting these letters. These issues should have been raised pre-trial in motion in limine. Too bad. Inner City Press filed to get these letters into the dockets, and now they are going in. Note. Judge, let's bring on our jury in. I ain't got no time for your BSs. All rise. Oh, that's all they're going to be doing that all through the whole trial. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, the government calls LAPD officer Christopher Ignacio. Witness takes the stand. Assistant U.S. Attorney, what is a radio call? Ignacio goes, someone calls 911 and I get someone to next available LAPD unit on duty. On December 2022, on December 22nd, 2011, what was your shift? 6 to 6 in a marked police vehicle. He answered. What do you remember? They asked. I got a call around 8, code 3, with lightning and sirens to 8925 Hollywood Hills Road. What did you find there? An Escalade. I memorized the license plate. Why? I thought it could be involved in a crime. The way it felt as soon as we got there. Why didn't you go after it? We didn't have a crime yet, sir. The front door was unlocked. We went in a building. What did you see? High-end watched and purses, some wrapped and some unwrapped. 2 detectives showed up. When you came out, I saw the same black Escalade now driving down the hill. And then what? Mr. Cuddy arrived in a porch. We ran the plate of the Escalade. Ignacio said, yes, it came back. Oh, they asked him, you ran the plate of the Escalade? Well, yes, it came back as a bad boy record. Escalade registration paper. No further question. Cross-examination still comes in. This was 13 years ago, right? Yes. You read your partner's report? Yes. The streets there are dead ends. Ignacio goes, according to the map, it was a beautiful neighborhood, right? Still says, cul-de-sac. Sure, he answered. Ignacio, still, do you? You don't follow the car as it drives away, right? Right. Did you see a Porsche? I don't think so. I don't know. Sorry. Still is like, do you know the definition of kidnapping? Objection. Judge is like, sustain. Were you told the homeowner was in the house shortly before you and your partner got there? Objection. Judge is like, overruled. The door was unlocked. Yes. He answered. There was no furniture upended, right? Ignacio said no. You called it a trespass, not a burglary, right? Objection, they go. And the judge is like, I think sustained. Still goes, no report of theft? No, just the unwrapping of stuff and stuff. Still is like, if you thought there was a gun in the Escalade, you could have put out a BOLO, a bolo, right? Assistant U.S. attorney is like, objection. Judge is like, overruled. You didn't, right? Right. Any mention of security cameras? I saw some, Ignacio said. Combs still goes, Mr. Miscuddy wasn't hyperventilating, right? He was tense, I'd say. Still, did you search his porch? No. It was 8:20 in the morning, not 6:30 a.m., right? Right. Nothing further. No redirect. So Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, the government calls LA arson investigator Lance Jimenez. I'll place a binder in the front. Witness takes a stand. How many fires have you investigated? Jimenez, 100 a year. Everything between mansions to dumpster fires. LA is pretty crazy. Did you respond to an expert to an auto fire at 8925 Hollywood Hills Road? Jimenez says yes. There was a cut in the roof of the Porsche. What about inside the Porsche? Burn pattern inside. Any items? A bottle on the front seat. A handkerchief burnt. A lighter on the ground. What hypothesis did you draw? They ask. Jimenez says a super duper Molotov cocktail. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, how did you think it got in? Jimenez, someone lit it, cut the roof, and drop it in. Drop it like it was hot. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, let me show you some photos. This is the black porch. What was burned? Yes. What kind of bottle was used? Oldie English 800 malt liquor. And the wick? A designer type scarf. Silky. In my opinion, this was targeted. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, the partial DNA profile was consistent with a female contributor. Jimenez goes, I was told that. Do you know what it means? No. Do you know if it was possible to touch an item without leaving DNA? The defense is like, objection. And the judge is like, sustain. What about, what happened to the print cards? The fingerprint cards. It has been quite something. They were destroyed. Hey, Jimenez goes, they were destroyed in 2012. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, on whose orders? Someone in LAPD, Jimenez says. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, not you or anyone on your team. Combs Ignifalo, I'm going to object to all of this. Can we have a sidebar? You don't like it, okay? Yes. Maybe they were paying someone. Sidebar after a long sidebar. And a lot of psh, 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 psh. No. Yes. Juror, we are trying to sync up. Why don't you take a break? And they send him on a break. Combs exited with the marshal into the holding cell. I hope he was handcuffed too. Out. Let me get him, Ignifalo. Combs is brought back. Judge, Miss Slavic, what was the purpose of getting into that? Assistant U.S. Attorney Slavic, they are questioning the investigation, so we're entitled to ask this. Judge, when I heard the questions, I assumed there was going to be a line of cross-examination about fingerprint cards, like about the DNA. But that does not appear to be the case. So I'm thinking of telling the juror to disregard. Agnifalo's lawyer goes, "This is outrageous in his drama, and we are considering what remedy to ask. Let me speak with my colleague." Yeah. Implied that someone in the court was responsible for the destruction of the fingerprint cards. Well, nobody said that. You just assumed. They intend to attack the investigation. Assistant U.S. Attorney said, of course they know. And the judge is like, we're having a recess, and they come back. My intent is to strike from the record any testimony about the fingerprint cards and the destruction of them. I will note that the only answer were what the witness knew about the destruction. I sustain the objection to if it was abnormal. Combs Alexandra Shapiro said, "We are going to move for a mistrial at this time based on the prosecutorial misconduct that has occurred." Some prospective jurors said Mr. Combs could buy his way out. Some prospective jurors said Mr. Combs could buy his way out. This type of conspiracy is out there, and this bought into it. Oh. Shapiro's like, they should have ended with when the fingerprints card were destroyed, but they asked, did he authorize it? There is no way to unring his bell. True that. The only proper remedy is a mistrial. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, that's absolutely unwarranted. It was Agniphalos who wanted to inquire into the DNA, into the investigation, Your Honor. Can't just say that the juror should not draw any inferences from the destruction of the fingerprint cards. Application for a mistrial is denied. And the judge is like, I sustain the objection when raised. The jurors have already been told that questions are not evidence. That questions are not evidence. Ha ha ha. Shapiro's like, Your Honor should tell the juror that the question were improper. And since U.S. Attorney goes, they weren't improper. You could say disregard about. Shapiro, will the court tell the juror that the answer are not to be considered? Oh, you piped it down now. Judge, I will tell them that the question and answer on their fingerprints are irrelevant. Not taking any order from you guys, but I listened into this case and not to be considered. Shapiro's like, thank you, Your Honor. They all rise and the juror enters. The jurors are told that the fingerprints are irrelevant to this case and are not to be considered by you. Please proceed. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, did you interview the owner of the Porsche? Jimenez goes, Scott Muscati. Did you reach out to others? I reached out to an assistant. Her name was Capricorn. Clark. Agniphalos goes, I'm going to object. That's the girl they kidnapped. They had in the car. Judge is like, okay, rephrase. Who did you reach out to? Jimenez goes, okay, well, Capricorn and Cassie Ventura. Assistant U.S. Attorney, did Capricorn respond or assist? Nope, he said. How did you reach out to Cassie? Wasn't able by phone. Tried through a family member. Did you reach her? Never. Were charges brought? No, but I never closed the case. It's listed as inactive. Hey, nothing further. Cross-examination. Agnifilo is asking. There was a DNA hit on the glass bottle with female, correct? Yes. Do you remember when the results came back? Maybe 6 months. The test on the bottle, it was important. Yes. What did it mean, partial DNA female? I have no idea what it means. I was told if we had a suspect, we could test against it. Any other DNA on the bottle? Objection, Assistant U.S. Attorney, rephrase. DX852, just for the witness, Combs, Ignifilo. That's a glove, right? Jimenez said yes. Did you find another glove? No. Did you test the glove for DNA? No. I understand it belonged to the owner. It was a driving glove. Yeah. Agnifilo, your premises was that the Molotov cocktail was dropped. Did you think the person who dropped it would have worn a glove? Perhaps, he said. It would have been hot. Only the wick. Agnifilo goes, the damage, it's on both sides of the bottle, right? Looks like it. Did Mr. Mascari have more than one Porsche? I think he had a second one in the garage. Why isn't it in your report? It was not involved, he answered. He asked, you were unable to reach Capricorn Clark or Cassie. Of course, they had to run away and hide. When did you reach out? In the first few weeks, are you sure? Tell us everything about these calls. I believe Capricorn Clark's brother answered, and we disagreed. Agnifilo, and once Mr. Mascari told you it was his glove, you didn't investigate the glove anymore, correct? I did not. Nothing further. Redirect. When did you speak with Mr. Mascari? Same day. Nothing further. And next witness. The government calls Deontay Nash. Are you here under a subpoena? Yes. Did you want to be here? He said, no, absolutely not. What's your work? Celebrity stylist. In 2008 for Puff and Cassie. How would you get hired? How did you get hired to work for them? Through a Craigslist ads. I can't believe this guy was putting his job posting on Craigslist. Oh my God, for Bad Boy Entertainment. This photo, is it a fair and accurate portrayal of how you looked at the time? Assistant U.S. Attorney asked Nash it. Not even close. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, it's a glamour photo. Yes, I look amazing. How often would you witness Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura interact? At least once a week, Nash said. What did Mr. Combs call Miss Ventura? Nash said, oh, these nasty words. That's his girlfriend, yeah? That's his employee. He called her B World, H World, CC, baby girl, and the S word. Oh my God, I don't like it. He would call it an outright hoe, a slut anyway. How did she react? Nash is like sad. Of course it would be sad. Any human being around would be like, oh my God, this is sad and it's horrible. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, did Mr. Combs make threats? Nash said yes. that he would beat her ass. He said it out loud in front of all of his employees under MDAs or NDAs. Oh boy, it's NDAs. So that he'd send her S tapes out. How often would he say that he would beat her ass? Quite a few. It drove her crazy. She would be super emotional. She might stay in the house for days. How often did Mr. Combs say you could not go out without his permission? Like a slave. Oh my God. Twice. The first time we went to a gay club with Kyle and Adrian. Then we went to her alley apartment. Puff called and told her that she better bring her ass into his house. She panicked. What did you understand Mr. Combs was saying? Combs' lawyer with the objection. And the judge is like, overruled. Nash, she packed her stuff and went to her house. Did you attend a Vanity Fair party? They asked. He said yes, Oscar after party in 2014 with Cassie. Puff was there. How did she look? She looked bomb. Her hair was stunning, I bet you. Her hair was beautiful. She's way too beautiful to be with that ugly monkey. No objection here, guys. He is ugly as shit. Objection overruled. Her hair was long. Even a monkey looks nicer than Puffy. It's way more respectful in his own little kingdom. Her hair was long. Puff picked me up and threatened me. I pinned her hair up. She would record music often. She would record music, right? Often, he said. What was your role? I helped pick songs. I probably should have been called an exec, blah, blah, blah. Objection. Judge is like, sustained. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, her mixtape, was it ever sold? Nash like, no, it was put out free. But it did well on a top download. Comey goes, how much of her music was released? Nash, I'm being generous to say 10%. Yeah, don't be generous because you were under subpoena. That goes to show that he used her and he lied her to say that she would work for him, but do something else. This would be a good place to break. Yeah, and it's a good place for us to break. I would like to say, go watch Jaguar. She has a great interview coming up, conducting the Rock Nation. Let's go check it out. Rock Nation's employee with a mom's being sued by her own daughter. Let's go check it out. Listen, Jag is a freedom fighter. She was the woman who got the award to stand up for the right of women and children. And there she goes. And she is starting her interview with Demori Hadley Story. Demori has a complaint against her mama. Her mom had put cameras in her house. She caught her mom trying to manipulate her life and her partner. And this is quite a rabbit hole, but please do not miss Jaguar Wright doing an amazing job bringing this interview. Does that ring a bell? This is beautiful, Jag. Okay, so Demori is suing her mom. Let's go see. Oh, yes, I love Jack. She did put a little bio. So, in this powerful sneak peek from the Jaguar Wright show, whistleblower Jaguar Wright, Freedom Fighter Award recipient Jaguar Wright sits down with Demori Hadley, daughter of Rock Nation CEO Desiree Perez, for a raw and an emotional interview that peeks back the layer of corruption, betrayal, and psychological warfare. What I was just reading before is pretty much what Desiree did to her daughter, what her daughter is going through too at her workplaces. And then what she's going through with her mom is another thing. So this interview offers a chilling glimpse into Demori's shocking federal lawsuit against Desiree Perez. She added Rock Nation, which is Jay-Z's Rock Nation, and its affiliate alleging illegal surveillance, iCloud hacking, false imprisonment. Hello, a company she believed in until she was gaslit, followed, and subjected to fake psychiatrist. Well, there you go. Hired to control and discredit her. She also speaks out for the first time about her now husband arrest, revealing that she believed was a coordinated effort to isolate her and silence her for good. Guess what daughter knows? Daughter must know much. This is more than just a preview. This is the beginning of a fight for justice. So there you go. Our defending your freedom Jaguar Wright is here, starting her own interviews in her show at the Jaguar Wright show. So please make sure you hit and like and follow what this woman did to her daughter. And we'll keep following our sister and support her. And with that, I would like to say thank you for coming on the reveal tonight. And I will try to be here hopefully tomorrow, as long as the weather is not too nice so that I don't want to just go for a drive. But with that, thank you for joining the Saga Reveal. I'm your host, Madem-Oiselle. Good night.
you.